Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. It's time. Rune removal. It's over. Boom. It's time to get it. Get the word out. Get it going. We gotta go over them units and runes, baby. We do it every time, and now is a better time than not. What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Childish. We're back at it again with the rune removal day and rune discussion and whatnot, and that we're going for. You saw a couple of sneak peeks and some of the things that have recently changed, but as you guys know, we normally do just a kind of overcast of the unit showcase or whatnot as far as showing what I changed. If you guys have been following me for the last few months, then you will know kind of exactly how I use my units, use my runes, and kind of go from there. So without further ado, Megan stats. What happened to her? Right? She's naked. Megan's naked. Basically, the weekend gave us a crazy surprise in the name of Corona, the Dark Brownie Magician, and he is a unit that you would call a game changer, right? And it's funny because I was making all the units. How do I say? I was making all the all the. Gosh, I'm blanking out today. I was making all the 5-star fodder for our next 6-star with really no idea or intention of making anybody 6-star yet, because I really didn't know. Probably the light Inugami or one of my support units for Trial of Ascension. But after I got Corona, everything changed, and I basically, the thing that stuck out to me the most was, oh man, now I can bring him some more variety for the arena. But as a few people have pointed out, this can actually be utilized in Trial of Ascension as well, relatively well, depending on the units that you bring. So basically, I ended up changing out quite a few things just to basically focus on getting the runes that I want for Corona and Hua. So let's go ahead and just kind of go down the road. Megan, we don't need to talk about because she was stripped, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Roke, Violent Energy. I put him on Violent Nemesis just because I had this nice rune here with the attack percentage, a little bit of speed. This was kind of an unorthodox switch, but I'm going to kind of say this a couple times in the video. Everything happens for a reason. So he had an energy rune, 6-star attack, and I said to myself, I wanted to, because I had this idea of the Dream Team, which we'll get into a little bit. I wanted to, in addition to the Dream Team as well as my mono element arena offense team that you guys have seen, I wanted to provide a little bit more defense or more attack for Jameer. Jameer's normally rocking 2 HP runes and 1 attack rune, but now he has 2 attack runes. So I took the energy rune off here, and everything else is the same. Nothing has changed, with the exception of putting a fluffer rune in here just to fill the violence set. And I put this attack rune on him now that does have some good HP and stat, whatnot. So now he's rocking 2 attack runes and 1 hit point rune. So providing a little bit more DPS, overall attack, but obviously the crit rate is still a little bit down. We're not speccing no crit damage or whatnot. So we're just focused on the raw attack power and hopefully do some damage with him. So actually no, and I'm gonna kind of skip the other units that nothing was changed. Ardella was re-stripped of her runes. The Rage Plays runes were put back on the second Lucian. Lucian, no changes. Stats are still really, really good. However, we do have some runes in store, so you can kind of see the comparison of, when I get this one plus 15 or plus 12 probably, I'll get it on there, and then this one as well. I'll get this one on here. So this will give us more or less the same amount of critical rate, but I'll have about 11% overall crit damage increase. So that'll be good, considering that even though I can't get his crit rate really darn high now with the Corona, I'll be sitting pretty good. Again, I didn't make no changes on Delfoy. She's still rocking violent hit point accuracy. The only recent change that I made was taking my extra accuracy rune that was 6-star here and moving it to her. So I'm going to probably plus 15 this, but I'm hoping that I get a 5-star rune or better before I do that, because I wanted the accuracy rune for Corona, as you will see here in a bit. Chasun, no changes. Still rocking the hit points across the board with focus on the hit point substats. When I can get them on the runes here, you can see a 3-star rune, but at 11% hit point substats, so that's what I want. I would say big change, but as you guys know, I made it very clear that I was a big fan of Jarian with 40k hit points. Now he's sitting at 37, and I was able to get this Revenge rune a few weeks ago from Dragons, and I had a really strong 21% hit point rune, as well as a 13% hit point rune here. So I lost maybe like 6 or 7% plus the energy set bonus, 15%. Lost a little bit there, but it was definitely well worth it, as Blackie Bear has recently posted about on the last video. He ended up fighting me after the changes to Jameer and Darian, and they went ballistic on his team. So I think he did, refight me again and did get the win, but he wasn't expecting the change. He decided to attack me twice, and the second time was after I revamped my arena defense, so pretty darn cool. So this was basically, so the game-changing unit was Corona, but the focus revolved around Hua, and so I needed to get Hua's speed as fast as possible, because with Corona, right, we have ourselves an attack that basically allows us to sleep people based on the number of removed effects. So I kind of thought about, Aria and all the AoE effects that it can provide, and so I was like, ooh, that's going to be great, but obviously they're going to be sleep, not stunned. And even if Aria does stun them, in addition to the glancing hit and slow, it's going to be removed to have more speed trigger. So what unit that I can use to do some great single target DPS and stall them from basically attacking again? And Hua is the perfect match, which is why Hua got 6-star earlier this week. In addition to that, it was an inevitable change. Hua was my backbone to my B9, Dragon's B9. I was able to auto, but it was like 50% success rate. Now it's about 90% success rate with this switch. And you'll see here, I'm not going violent, right? I'm going swift. This is where all of Megan's runes are. The majority of her runes are. The reason for this is because I need to be able to get ahead of all the attack gauge increasers or reducers. The Benars, the Luirs, the Megans, all of them. Even the Vertihills. I got to get ahead of the game on all of those. And her attack, since it provides that passive 25% attack gauge, if I get ahead of him and hit him once, that allows Arya to go do her AoE, then Corona go do his AoE sleep, and then I just go to town, right, on Hua. So her focus is get as much speed on her with the best substats as much as possible, and because we're using Corona now, there's no need for Megan, because we're utilizing a whole different arena team. Like Megan, it's kind of sad because Corona is such a game changer for me offensively, that it takes Megan almost out of the question. So of course, Megan will still get utilized. I'll still put some runes on her later on down the road, because she can be very, very useful for a Dragon Speed 10. But as far as my other units that I have, I don't have all the units necessary to do auto Dragon Speed 10, and I can auto Dragon Speed 9. So my focus is now just to improve what I got to do Dragon Speed 9, and focus on Dragon Speed 10 later, because at the end of the day, If you can 100% success rate Dragons B9 versus 50% success on Dragons B10, then I say focus on Dragons B9 and leave it at that for the time being. So, no changes on any of the other units really. Amma, no changes. Lulu, no changes. Rena, haven't been used since 1988. Beretta, she was changed prior to the rune removal, as I talked to you about in the Trial of Ascension video. So she will definitely come into play a little bit more down the road. Basically, I need to get this rune a plus 15 and probably get this one a plus 12 just to get a little bit more hit points on her. But basically, I will be using her on my team as well in replace of the Jameer, so that I can provide 2 additional triggers. So right now, the Arya's, where's Arya at? Okay, right now, Arya's AoE, everyone gets 2 triggers, right? A glancing hit and a area effect slow. Then we got Beretta that's going to provide 2 continuous damage turns, okay? And then if I go with Hua first, I'm going to actually go for the Burning Swing, which is going to provide an additional trigger continuous. So essentially, if I'm lucky enough, I can get upwards of 5 to 6 sleep turns on a unit after Corona cast sustain, because I'll have the continuous damage here, the AoE, 2 continuous damage here, plus an additional stun if the Despair procs, and then you got the glancing hit and the attack speed debuff. So it's going to be, that's going to be 4 and 5. Of course, the stun can go on here, but the stun's not going to supersede or oversede this one here. So those are pretty much it. No other big changes. Everything has been the same. I'd love to throw in, Prom in this mix. He could be very useful. The Fire Succubus, so I was kind of thinking about this one as well, because it does have the AoE hit point disturb. That would be pretty cool. But again, all I'm looking for is triggers. For the blah blah blah. For the Corona skill to use the sleep. So the hit point disturb, obviously an AoE one, would be pretty darn nice. If it doesn't if it doesn't switch over to the sleep turn, there could be reason to utilize this. What I would really like to see, in the future, I got rid of it way back when because I didn't have no use for it, since I had I already had Jameer, the speed lead, but I would love to get the unit that I got a while back. Where's she at? Where is she at, though? I never awakened her, so she's probably down here. Yeah, there we go. So, Zarya would be really nice, just because she does run attack speed for the arena for 24%, which is the same as Jameer, but Jameer is a universal. But of course, the benefit to making this dream team, like officially the big dream team, Beretta will work, but having the single target sleep and the single target HP recovery really helps a lot. And then of course, this right here with the attack the enemy 4 times, single target, like this will kind of be for me, one of the ultimate units that might be, I might be fortunate to get again, just because as after all the sleeping is done, this one with the combination of Hua would be really nice. More hit point disturb, so that when the sleep breaks and all the healers try to heal, they can't do anything about it. With the Despair attacking 4 times, I'll have that first attempt to, be able to stun them, in addition to any one of their other, hits to be able to stun. So that's going to be good. And then, of course, being able to gain a little hit points here is always a beneficial thing. But the big bonus would be the leader skill, and then another additional chance to sleep, because obviously sometimes the sleep attack doesn't work, and we got to we just got to make it do what it do. So That is it, guys. Again, this is kind of a Rune kind of unit showcase. But just again, more future plans. I've gotten a lot of feedback from the last arena grinding video. Everyone's liking it. Again, I say version 1.0 because I know that it's just temporarily. At the end of the day, Jameer will be replaced with Beretta, or with Azara if I get lucky. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the fire succubus because I'm getting ready to use her for the fodder or for the fusion, I think. But I need a speed leader. I need to have that speed leader, and Beretta right now is only given 19%. Versus Jameer's 24%, and I'm at the point right now where, with all the speed modifiers factored in, I'm keeping up with the 250 speed, Chloe's and the Bernards. So I need all the speed I can get, which is why the broken set, here taking the speed here on the 2, 4, and the 6. So super excited for you guys. If there's any other questions you have for any of the units, go ahead and let me know. I'm not going to get into the other units because, again, we have just way too many units to kind of talk about right now, and I just want to focus on the units that I'm using on the regular. So that's going to go ahead and be it, guys. Hope you guys like the unit and Rune update on it. If you guys have any suggestions for the future dream scene that would be better, a better leader than maybe Beretta or the water succubus, that might, units that might be attainable, or have an idea that I can somehow work in prom in the mix, by all means, let me know. That would be great. It's your boy Childish with ChidishPlays checking out. Take care. We'll see you next time. I'm out.